So we've actually got the coronavirus, which is running around all the way through the world actually at the moment, and especially in Italy and America and China, where it first originated. So, Stephen, tell us in your own way what your understanding or like your opinion or whatever of how the coronavirus started.
I believe the coronavirus started in a lab in Wuhan. I believe it's a bioweapon. And I believe, look, the markets, that's the markets, right? And then literally right near it, you got this lab where they research diseases. So that's evidence enough for me, Michael.
Yeah, I actually believe that as well. I reckon it's a bioweapon to try and take over the world virtually. I know China wants to buy a lot of Australian land, Australian things. Even the Americans cut out an export deal with them, and they did say to America, "We will get you back." So this might be their way of getting them back. They just don't need to mention that they actually did. I don't know where I'm going with this. Anyway,
he's trying his best.
Yeah. So anyway, they were trying to get us back anyway. Well, the first world country, is that what we are? The first world country.
Yeah, first world country developed.
Developed country. So they're trying to take us over. They're already doing it over here in Australia. We already know that. So the symptoms of this coronavirus, Stephen, do you know much about this or not really?
The symptoms. The ones I've heard online are, of course, the coughing.
Yeah, coughing. Yeah.
Loss of smell. Have you heard that one?
Yeah, I heard about that one. Yeah.
Loss of smell. Yeah. Waking up and not being able to breathe very well.
Yeah. Shortness of breath.
Real shortness of breath, and immense vomiting and diarrhea.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I heard that one as well. So.
Yeah. Also, there was a table that was made by the governments. I'm not sure which government it was. I think it might have been the Australian government or the Chinese. So from the people who had the coronavirus, they showed symptoms and they put it in a tally board. And the tally board showed about 85% of the people had a fever, followed by 65% of people had a coughing attack, and then followed by so many amount of percent that from that, how many people died in China or how many people had the coronavirus. But then we also know that's probably not the right, well, my personal opinion, not we all know that, sorry, my personal opinion, China's not actually telling the truth here.
Also, remember that they're a communist government. Communist governments are normally very shady. With the public.
Yeah, they brought it out too late when it was coming out too late, so it makes it automatically a bioweapon. They've already they should be charged for anyway by the UN, United Nations.
Isn't the leader of the United Nations someone from China? I think that's what I heard online as well.
Probably.
I might be wrong, but
is that Josh messaging us?
Most likely.
Yeah. We know Josh is from China as well.
Yeah. He's made in China.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. About the virus. What's your thoughts on the news and all that? They're saying that basically your immune system tries to fight it off, but then in doing so, it counteracts or something. I don't know how to explain it properly.
Yeah, first time I heard about this one. Yeah.
That's the first time you've heard about that.
I don't really watch the media, what they say.
Okay.
I usually follow the government or the ABC. So ABC is the Australian Broadcasting Corporation. It's owned by run by the government. Australia, you can actually trust the government over here. So that's where I get all my information from Mark McGowan, Scott Morrison, who is the Australian PM. Mark McGowan's the what is he again?
WA Premier.
Yeah, Premier. That's right. Premier for WA. So I get all my information off those two people at the moment. I've deleted all broadcasts. Like the Channel 7, Channel 9, Channel 10, they all put fear inside your head.
Yeah, especially Channel 9. Channel 9 stressed my mum out, so don't always rely off every news source for this virus.
It's all about watching the news headlines, really. Just watch the news headlines and that's it. That's where you get all your information.
Yeah, agreed.
If you keep on watching more and more, it's going to put more and more fear into you than it already is. The newspaper article this morning I was actually reading. I don't know if I should. Oh, that's a little bit right down the track that we should talk about this. But anyway, the newspaper, it was talking about WA states. I forgot which one had the most amount of cases of coronavirus, but it was about 30 people in one area, and followed by, I think it was City of Stirling, then a few others, and City of Bayswater was probably had about 14 people live in the City of Bayswater with the coronavirus at the moment.
Really? So there's more.
There's 14 people.
Oh, 14. Okay,
Yeah.
I thought it doubled or something. Okay.
No, that's just
Right.
that's the numbers today. Today.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
That's the cases, right? Or is that the people who are sick but
That's the people who have the coronavirus.
who actually have it?
Yeah.
Okay. Right.
Yeah, so that's what we'll talk about that a little bit later on. So, what actions do you reckon should have been done by the world, Stephen?
I believe like countries like here, we did a good job, but I think we should have, we should have closed borders maybe a bit quicker.
All across the world.
The whole world should have gone into lockdown within the first day or two, because I think around now would have been like all right, like would have died down quite a bit, I reckon.
Yeah.
I might be wrong though.
Putting people in isolation. Australia was quite fast to react to it, but they didn't do the right thing. Oh, this is where I'm going back to Australia. Fuck. Anyway, so the world should have put people in isolation if they don't belong in that country. Put them in a private island, fucking building or something like that.
Yeah, Christmas Island. That's a good one.
That was Australian government did that.
Yeah.
They reacted pretty quickly to that. But they should have put them in different areas where they can't go near anyone else, and we should have been all right. But some governments reacted differently. Italy did the right thing, but the thing is they've got an older population over there, so a lot of them actually got the coronavirus very quickly. And it's a small country with a lot of people in it, and of course they're going to spread very widely. While Australia's a bigger country, and there's a lot less people, it's going to get a lot less around. So you got to take that in consideration with all these different countries on how the numbers rise to the coronavirus.
Also, like, you know how Italy has that family tradition? You know, the family tradition that Italy has, of people coming over every day and all that.
Oh, do they?
Yeah, it's more of a tradition over there to see family nearly every day. So I think that would have also, like, increased the spread, maybe.
Yeah, so the coronavirus... I think also Italy, they shake hands with a lot of people as well.
And they go...
No, they just shake hands with people. No, they just...
They don't do that? That's a stereotype?
It's a stereotype, yeah.
Alright.
I know a lot of Italians, they don't do it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
right.
no, that's a stereotype, that one.
Okay. That's the one I believed. Anyway.
Yeah, I think it's either when they meet someone new or they give them a handshake.
Right.
So that could be widespread. And because of the lack of... because the media was too busy trying to get fear in inside our heads, going, okay, well, that's... like this person's died today, like this many people died, and rather than doing that, they should have created awareness of saying, don't touch your face, make sure you use hand sanitizers and blah blah blah. Anyway.
Yeah, and didn't they also say like here, like it's airborne, like you can get it airborne straight away.
Up to 3 hours.
Up to 3 hours or whatever. But they didn't warn us about the surfaces thing where it can stay on surfaces for like a week or two.
Yeah, that was true to an Australian research.
Oh, that was... Yeah. Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, and that's also another thing I've been hearing a lot on the news lately. There's also a lot of Australian research going on rather than the world research. Like, within the first 2 weeks of it happening, they thought there might have been some sort of cure or something that could have reacted a lot less to it.
There's this drug, it's called, starts with an M. It's like Dixel or some shit.
There's also the HIV injection as well.
Yeah, because in America they've tested that the one with M starting in hospitals, and like I think 1 or 2 people have recovered in the test.
In the test from it.
In the tests, so who knows?
Also over here in Australia, they also paid people to actually get the coronavirus to do research on them, and I think that I forgot how much that actually they got from that.
Fuck that. No way, man.
I
would never do that. No.
Anyway, that's what they've done over here, and try and get some sort of idea of how to cure this airborne virus. Well, not airborne virus, but virus that's fucking contagious. But it's not the most contagious thing. A cold and flu actually kills more people
every year still.
Yeah, kills, and even car crashes, alcohol, depression still kills more. Even cancer kills more people. Well, according to the world statistics, kills more people around the world than this coronavirus does, by a big factor. But the thing about this coronavirus is, if one person gets it, they meet 3 other people. At least 3 other people catch it. So you times it by like the double amount. So it becomes one. Let me work it out. One person catches it, 4 people get it. So those 4 people get it, goes up to 9, and then those 9 people get it. 16 people end up getting it. So each time, and that's how it works up to be.
It's also I've read online. I don't know if it's true too. Like it's longer than a normal cold. It's like 30-40 days if you recover.
14 days.
14.
Yeah.
I heard like 30 on.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess 30 is a bit overkill. Yeah. I mean, for a cold type.
There is the 100-day flu. You can get that.
Maybe it was that though. Yeah, must have been that.
There is a thing that I remember one of my cousins got it, 100-day flu. So you have the flu for 100 days and you can't get rid of it. But it doesn't matter if you use cough medicines or whatever, you still get it. Anyway, so the government, this is where we lead on to Australian government really now. So what do you reckon, what action should have been done by the Australian government?
The Australian government, lockdown in the first, second day.
Yeah, even though they did a pretty good job of it though.
That, and maybe don't say like, hairdressers are essential, because they fucking aren't. In my opinion, I could grow this thing out for fucking months, bro. I'll be fine. I mean, what do you think about that? What do you think about the hairdressing? What do you reckon?
So my barber closed down, I noticed, when the virus came in. So that's why I've got longer hair than usual. Anyway.
Shout out.
Yeah, shout out to Naranda Barber. He does a really good job there. Just right across from Woolworths in Naranda. That's my barber there. He does a really good job. Really professional. He's got 3 apprentices now. And even though they do a good job as well. They learn off each other, which is, Anyway, so the government should have, I reckon personally, they should have shut down the borders within 3 days, I reckon, that people get back. If the cruise ships, people stuck on cruise ships, or they need to get back, or they couldn't get back in time, alright, let them in. Let no one else in the country that doesn't have an Australian passport. Then after that, after 7 days, if they're still not in the country, shut all state borders off and allow people that. So if people are trying to get back to Australia, if they live in New South Wales, they're trying to get back to Australia, don't let them in Western Australia. And don't let them in only let them go back to New South Wales, no matter what it takes. The people trying to get back to WA, let them into WA, don't let them anywhere else to get back.
I think a week is a good time frame.
Yeah,
I think that'll be good. I mean,
and then
gives enough people
not
time.
Only that, take all the tourists out of the country straight away. Give them about 3 days to get out, or 2 days.
All tourists.
Yeah, all tourists.
Tourists.
All tourists. Yeah.
How can you get like all tourists out of the country in time?
Airplanes, doesn't matter what it takes, get them out.
So you reckon get like shit ton more personnel who are like a lot more personnel who aren't working at the moment. Ring them up and get them in to get them out.
Yeah,
that's what you reckon.
Yeah, get them out. Yeah.
Okay. I reckon that. All right, could work.
And then shut down all hotels, sterilize them, whatever you have to do, and then put the people that belong to the country straight into those hotel rooms, which Australia have done, 5-star hotels.
And people are complaining about living in a 5-star hotel.
They can't leave the room though. That's where. But a 5-star hotel room, you don't want to fucking leave there anyway. It's who doesn't want to leave a 5-star hotel?
Yeah, I mean, I don't feel bad for them. It's not like they're dying or anything. They're just chilling.
The government pays for it as well. We, the taxpayers that us work hard, their asses off now, have to fucking pay for their food to get. And they're complaining about a free accommodation. Like, who want to be complaining about a 5-star, 14 days, You might as well be living on a cruise ship. It's still the same thing, you know? Like, there's people living on a cruise ship at the moment in a smaller cabin than a 5-star hotel who are not complaining about living on a cruise ship.
Yeah, and they're also complaining because they don't have their belongings from their home in the hotel. But it's like, dude, you have TV, you probably have Foxtel, you probably have Netflix.
Well, they're getting free TV services and all that.
Yeah, then what's the problem?
Yeah.
Just binge lots of movies for 2 weeks, you know?
If you've got iPads, you can play Minecraft, you can watch Disney Plus, you know?
You can watch Twitch.
Yeah, you can watch Staple on Twitch.
CVirus.
Oh, Staple, that's right, sorry.
That's all right.
Yeah, make sure you give us subscribe there. He's doing quite well in gaming.
Thank you.
What are you doing again, gaming?
Yeah, gaming, just...
Which games are you doing?
Dreams, Mario Maker.
Oh, yeah, Mario Maker.
Dreams, Mario Maker. I did Mario Kart the other day, Smash Bros.
Oh, Smash Bros, yeah.
And Xenoblade 2, Let's Play now, so every Thursday, so...
Hey, have you done Mario gets fucked up by Sonic yet, or...?
No, that's going to be a future series.
Oh, yeah.
Possibly of you.
Yeah.
The co-series, Smash Bros. Mario gets fucked up by Sonic.
Yep, yeah. And we'll put it on Pornhub for you as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone knows that's a good site for gaming.
Yeah, so we'll definitely put that on Pornhub.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
We have to beep that, won't we? That Pornhub thing.
Yeah, I'll just put like a beep effect in
it. Okay, that's right.
Like
then. All right, that's good then. All right. Yeah, so the Australian government should have put everybody in, even Rottnest. They're using Rottnest Island now. People came back from Wuhan. They're actually being put into Christmas Island for 14 days. If they test results come positive or negative, whatever, they stay or go. Anyway, a cruise ship just came into WA. One was full of German passengers. Most of them were sent back, but 41 of them had to stay here in Australia due to testing positive to COVID-19. And then the other ones were sent back on an aeroplane paid by the German government because the Australian government weren't going to pay for them to get back, even though we wanted them out. We got them out. But then some of them were actually left here in a 5-star hotel, and they still had a bitch about it. Like, we want to go back home. Well, you shouldn't have gone on a cruise ship when COVID-19 was coming around. And that's what the cruise ship should have actually done. They should have stopped the cruise ships when COVID-19
to be fair, the cruise, the people, I think they were reading about it in January or late December, and they're like, meh, it's not going to do anything to us. Yeah. It will just affect China. Like, they're being a bit selfish. I think that's what happened, and I think all these, these shit people and that, they're thinking I need to keep my job. That's the only reason, right?
Yeah, so
that's why they're doing
I've been on plenty of cruise ships before, and I can tell you now that cruise ships can, like gastro, for example, can spread along the cruise ship just like that. Like, everybody can get it in like no time at all. There's been cases where the whole ship's actually got it. There's been cases where not many people get it, but as soon as you get it, you got to go into self-isolation in the cabin, and you stay in there for 3 days in self-isolation. You can actually easily catch something off someone that's been on a cruise ship.
I thought it was a week.
No, for gastro, no.
Right. Yeah. Okay, sorry.
So things can easily spread around in a cruise ship. Yeah, so sorry about that. We had a camera failure happen. So we're going back to talk about cruise ships. They can spread like wildfire. Like the Australian bushfires, they can spread quite fast. Anything that's virus related on a cruise ship. I haven't actually been sick on a cruise ship. The only thing I've been sick of is seasickness, which was a small cruise ship, and I got seasick from it, which was about 3 meter swells I had. But when I went on the bigger cruise ships, didn't have that problem on there. Just felt a little bit nausea, but yeah, that was just. But then I reckon cruise ships, when you let them on, it's a bit piss weak on how they do it as such. So what they do is they don't actually test anybody for medical condition. Well, they say if you write down your thing, you got like diabetes and like.
They give you like a swab test.
No, they don't even do that. No, they go by your word. So if you say, they ask you, have you had a cold in the last 14 days or something like that, everybody would put no. I have not had, because everyone was on a cruise ship.
So it's like a voting thing.
Yeah, it's like a voting thing. Yeah, so if you tick yes, they'll say no, you can't go on. So people tick no on it anyway.
Yeah,
For the sake,
they paid for it.
Yeah, they want to. Yeah,
they want to go on.
They want to get the money back. So I reckon that's how this coronavirus has started. Well, it wouldn't be that much for effective if it was here in Australia. What happened over here was the New South government let I think it was the Princess Son, the Ruby Princess or
Ruby Princess, yeah.
Yeah, Ruby Princess, yeah.
You're right.
I haven't been on that one yet. But anyway, that's besides the point. So the Ruby Princess, they sent a document to the New South Wales government saying we do have people with coronavirus on here. And anyway, they were more likely to go with what the government said. The government said, okay, you can come in. But the government put down on the New South Wales government said, oh, well, no one on this cruise ship has COVID-19, even though they did. Even though the captain of the cruise ship said that they did.
That they did.
Yeah, so they were sent all over the country back to their hometown or whatever, and they passed on to the next, and this is how it all started over here in Australia. Now, I think it's 31 people are dead over here now.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, it was 39.
Oh, 39 now.
I think it's 39
so this was actually recorded on the 6th of April. This podcast. So that's the statistics to that. Well,
yeah, guys, it might develop over time.
Yeah, this needs to be edited and all that.
Yeah, we'll do live stream another time.
Yeah, we haven't got the technology at the moment. We've only got we've only got 2 capture cards and 1 camera capture card at the moment. We haven't got a whole complete series of them. They are too expensive out of our price range at the moment. So we've got we're doing it as a recording. Anyway, so the government should have been more on top of this coronavirus of Australia, even though they were on top of it. Mark McGowan, he's the top bloke who has done a good job here. He has acted pretty much he has acted of a Prime Minister should be acting, but he's a WA Premier, and that's how I got high respect for him. But the only thing is, he's not closing down schools. He needs to close them down, because if a kid has them, well, it has actually happened. If a kid has COVID-19,
they are a carrier as well.
They are a carrier, and of course, the kid's family went over away. They came back with COVID-19. They sent the kid to school, and they had to close down the school an hour later, or something like that. It was, and yeah. Because that kid was found out that he had COVID-19.
Yeah, wasn't that Hampton High?
Nah, that was St Andrews in.
St Andrews, right? Sorry, I got it wrong. Yeah.
Yeah, in Mirrabooka. Yeah, so that's that needed to be sorted out. I'm just thinking about the prevention. Have we talked about prevention yet?
No, I don't think we have.
Okay, so a lot of research has been done about this COVID-19. I've heard a lot about it. I don't know if Stephen's heard much about preventing.
Yeah, I have by a few doctors on YouTube.
Yeah.
The main things, of course, is washing the hands. Don't touch your nose and face. Don't touch your nose and touch your mouth, or lick your fingers, all that shit you do when you're eating. Don't do that anymore because you can contract it. Besides that, though, I think they just said, stay isolated, disinfect your house. Like, my mum, she cleans the house like once a week. So for the people who are cleaning the house like 3 or 4, after 3 or 4 weeks, just do it a bit more, I reckon. Yeah.
Yeah, don't touch your face like I've just done it in the last 30 seconds. I've done it 3 times. We do it without even thinking about touching our face.
Especially when you have a beard. It's so easy to do.
Yeah, we can scratch ourselves. Well, that sounds so wrong. Anyway.
Yeah, we can scratch ourselves.
Yeah, we can scratch our faces with our beards and all that. So anyway, so make sure you don't touch. Actually, I've heard a little bit about coronavirus and the prevention of it. So apparently there's a fat that covers around the COVID-19, the contagious bit, the bit that actually transfers the virus around. There's fat that covers around the virus. So if you actually burn that fat off, the the COVID-19, the fat comes off and the virus actually automatically kills itself because it's being protected by the what do you want to call it? So the air is actually killing it, or virtually, our outside temperature. The virus cannot live
past 27 degrees Celsius,
26 to 28 degrees Celsius.
26 to 28.
Yeah, degrees Celsius.
It's around there.
Yeah. So it can die off, so make sure you wash your hands with hand soap or body wash, doesn't really matter. Hand sanitizer does kill it as well. And I think that's all for that bit. I think I'm preventing it. Make sure you disinfect.
That's about it.
Yeah, disinfect your house and all that bullshit. Carry on, make sure everything's clean. I know some people will change their clothes after going out, and they'll change their clothes when they get back home or have a shower. That's all right at the moment because I know the water's going to be very higher than it usually is. But if we can try and fight this for the time being, the economy and everything should go back. Actually, that's the next bit. Oh, a little bit. Anyway,
I was going to mention something, but
everything will go back down anyway. So should we be worried about it? If you're the age between 2 years old and 65 years old, no, you shouldn't actually be worried about it unless you've got diabetes, anything that's wrong with your heart or lungs, anything like that, and you should be worried. If you're sick, you should be worried. But otherwise, no, not really. If you're under 2 years old, you wouldn't be able to think what's going on at the moment.
Wouldn't even know what it is. Like, what is this? Yeah.
Anyway.
Oh.
So you wouldn't know what it was. If you're above 65, you do get your stubborn old people who will go, I'm not going to get this, but they end up getting it. Try and keep away, if you have young children or whatever, try and keep away from the older people. If they don't feel comfortable going out, try and help out your next door neighbour if they're old, if they're they don't want to get it, whatever. Try and help each other out a bit to try and reduce the deaths and sicknesses of the COVID-19, because there are doctors, nurses working their asses off to try and prevent this from happening even worse.
Yeah, they're going to get overwhelmed.
Over in America, it's happening at the moment. There's people working over 14 hours shifts to try and prevent this from happening even worse. But Donald Trump's not very helpful with that type of thing. He's just telling them, live a normal life, virtually.
Yeah, and also with, Obamacare,
that went out the drain.
The Obamacare isn't really doing much, is it?
That went out the drain ages ago.
Is it?
Yeah.
Or what type of system are they on now?
Nothing. They've got to pay for themselves.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's like $3,000 to get a test.
Yeah, virtually, yeah.
No wonder people are dying from it.
Yeah, very fast.
Yeah.
Well, the difference between America and the rest of the world, America is going with the other option of letting it happen and not caring about who dies from it. So a lot of people are going to die from it, a high spike, but then it'll die off very quickly, the COVID-19. If people do go into isolation over there and do the right thing, they will die down very quickly. But a lot of people will get it and die from it. Otherwise, if you're a country like Australia, who are trying to flatten the curve, so not let it spike up dramatically, having more deaths than it should be, they're going the other option where having flattened the curve, so try and keep people in isolation as much as possible. So this is where we go back to actually where Stephen was talking about earlier on of businesses and all that, haircuts. The Australian government decided not to shut down haircut dresses. You can stay in there for 30 minutes, I'm pretty sure. Yeah,
it's fucking retarded. You should just you should just close it. It's only like 30 minutes. Just close it, dude.
It's not really an essential.
No. It's not.
There are people over on YouTube and all that doing their own haircuts. It's quite funny.
Yeah, you can do it at home. I mean, it might not be as good, but
yeah, but you can always your hair always grows back unless you're a man that lose their hair like me. So that's why I've always got long hair on top but short hair on the sides, because otherwise I'll look like my dad. Anyway, so some things you have to give and take with type of thing, but I'm gonna let it full grow out. I don't care about getting a haircut at the moment, and I'll let it grow out and see what happens. And then I can always go back to my barber later on. Shout out to the Naranda barber. across from Woolworths and if you live near Morley, City of Bayswater, you know what I'm talking about. In the Randa, brand new hairdresser, very good, very professional. Anyway, yeah. So, how is it actually affecting people, like businesses? How do you reckon it's affecting? I know you don't go much out, but I'm going to ask you for your opinion.
Fuck up. I go out like every 3 to 4 weeks. I used to before this whole Corona bullshit. I was actually gonna go to the quiet place too. You know, what was the question? How does it affect businesses? It affects businesses a lot because a lot of them have to do new guidelines. For example, Amazon.com and .au. They're getting way more employees hours, and they're also if you order something online, you got to wait like a week and a half now instead of like 3 or 4 days. So there's been a lot of disruptions there. But like also with EV games and all that, in America they're losing lots of money and they have to shut down. There's a lot of people I know, like some mates who've lost jobs now, who like they need that to stay in the country. So yeah.
Yeah, I actually know someone that's like that as well.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, so it is affecting businesses quite dramatically. They are shutting down, not fully, like temporarily at the moment, until, well, the government can't stop or can't help them anymore. But I think some places are actually allowing the rent to go down. Yeah, they're not charging for rent. The government's worrying about that at the moment to help save the businesses and all that.
Yeah, aren't they freezing bills?
Yeah, they're freezing bills at the moment
like
as well.
Water bills and that?
Yeah, they are doing that as well. Yeah, they are.
Yeah. That's a good thing.
To help out the public. Yeah, so at the moment, that's what they're actually doing. They're helping out. They're trying to help out as many people as possible in a good way. So when everything goes back to normal, that'll take about a couple of years. I reckon about 3 years for everything to go back to normal. Anyway,
I think it will take a year and a half. That's my prediction.
Year and a half?
Yeah.
Yeah, so when everything goes back to normal, the government will get their money back. But it will happen over time, though. As you know, the government's always going in debt, but it will get its money back.
Yeah, they had to give out that package as well, I guess.
Yeah, I have a feeling they're going to charge a lot more rent now. Not rent, fuck.
Water bills, electricity, it's going to go all the way up. You don't reckon?
No, I reckon they're going to put higher tax, like GST and all that. Go up dramatically. Yeah. So we've got some tough times happening ahead of us, so it's all about trying to save at the moment. So the economy will come back to normal. It might not for the time being, but I think this is what China wants. They want everyone to go into debt, and
yeah, because then we have to pay them back.
I have a strong feeling there's going to be a cure that comes out soon,
and it'll be from China.
It'll be from China, and they'll be like, give us the money to, and then they'll eventually start taking over the whole world. I reckon it's
and then there'll be a global superpower.
Yeah, I reckon that's what will happen. My personal opinion. Everyone's got their own opinion to what's happening here, but that's my opinion of what's going to happen.
I did the same thing before.
Yeah, I thought you did.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's what my prediction is. China's waiting for everyone to get sick, and then they're going to create. Oh, look, we've got this cure all of a sudden. It's like, how the hell did you have a cure all of a sudden?
Yeah, and then we're going to see more wars between America and China
for sure.
again.
Yeah.
So, and then we're going to have to join in.
Can't wait for that.
Yeah, World War III, mate.
Yeah, World War III. Yeah. So the health system at the moment, that's medical. A lot of people. So the medical industry they had to go to Bunnings to buy their supplies for face masks and gloves and all that, because the hospitals are struggling to supply the medical needs of what doctors, nurses, and tri-age nurses and all that they need for the protection of themselves, their family, and all that. They're literally risking their lives to protect us and their family, and they're risking their family's lives. So have you heard anything about this health scenario that's going on, that they're all going to Bunnings and all that to buy stuff?
Bunnings off the face masks.
Yeah, face masks.
Yeah, I've heard about the face masks and what they're doing. With the face masks, I'm pretty sure, like, yeah, when they first talk about it, there was a few people who bought it in bulk, like really selfish.
Yeah.
Like 20 or 30 masks or some bullshit. Like, you just need to wash the mask. Why the fuck do you need like 20 or 30? Anyway, and yeah, that's why it's gone out, right?
So medical supplies are running short at the moment, like all over around the world, due to people like one of our mates who wears a mask for no reason. I know he does have a respiratory system problem, but it's very unlikely they will get it. But medical staff need it more than public do it.
I think it's okay if if you have family who like have like an issue, and you want to protect them, but if there's nothing wrong, I think you should just make sure to stay away and don't cough or sneeze.
Yeah, be more considerate to the people, like the medical staff, rather than
because they have meetings about this shit every day as well, don't they? Yeah,
all the time. So fitness, all gyms across Australia have closed down now, so people are going out and buying gym equipment. At Big W, Big W, where they sell gym equipment, Orbit Fitness and all that, people are actually going out and buying gym equipment rather than, they can't go to the gym anymore, so they got nothing else to do but buy gym equipment. And so that's where the fitness industry is running short as well on that. Short supply of weights and treadmills and walking machines and all that type of carry on, and boxing equipment where people can get fit. So they're losing money at the moment. They're gaining money, but also there's a higher demand of it. It's like washing machines, and like people went out and bought washing machines, microwaves, fridges, because they've stockpiled on a whole heap of food. They've got nowhere else to put it, so they put it in fridges, they put it in. Yeah, so the people are stocked up and they've got nowhere else to put it, so they've got to go and buy white appliances. And one person said about a month ago, who owns a appliance store, I don't know who it was, said what he does in 3 years of Christmas takes. So what he sells over Christmas period time, he actually sold in 1 day. And he has to wait about 6 months now before he gets a whole new supply of white goods.
Really?
Yeah.
6 months?
Yeah.
Fuck.
Because because the high demand of fridges and all that, people wanting to get.
Yeah.
They brought them and all that, but what he usually sells in 3 Christmases,
he sold in 1 day.
Sold in 1 day. Yeah.
1 day.
Yeah.
Wow.
So he ran out of all these white goods, and he's got to wait another 6 months for them to come in. Back to sorry about that. We had another camera issue because we didn't have a FM this time. We've actually changed locations due to this isolation.
Yeah, we're in a different spot, but thankfully we got some lights this time.
Yeah, we've got some perfectly good lights this time. We're getting lights from.
Sponsored by no.
Yeah, no, we are
not sponsored by anyone.
Yeah, not really sponsored by anyone yet. But we'll hopefully one day we'll get there. So anyway, we've got lighting set up this time around, all perfectly lit. Well, we reckon. So we've got this lighting system for a while now because we're in isolation here in Australia. So that's all right. We've got a room with lights, and it'll kind of change, but it won't change. Anyway, we're going back to this fitness fitness thing that's happening. People have, rather than going out for a jog, they're going out buying treadmills, white appliances are going down. Also, not only that, people are going hoarding. I think that's the word, is it?
Hoarding.
Yeah, that's hoarding. Yeah, hoarding.
Yeah.
Hoarding. The Prime Minister of Australia has actually had a go at everyone in Australia for it. It's quite hilarious. You should watch the video.
Did you also hear when he said, be Australian and you won't get the virus?
Yeah.
That was fucking hilarious. Yeah, that was good.
So the fitness, a lot of things are so people stop going to the gym. So people are buying fitness gear rather than going out for a jog or worrying about their diet. Because Australians got their priorities right. We've got to go out and buy some toilet paper rather than stock up on food and all that.
Yeah, toilet paper is more important. Come on.
Yeah, we all know toilet paper. We all got that shit together. We went and got toilet paper.
Well, even in some counties in the US, that's been happening as well.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, I saw it on Facebook.
I know over in America, that actually some people went out and brought guns.
Yeah, yeah, they bought guns, but yeah, apparently those gun stores were losing money, so I think that might have been the reason. I wanted to support them, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
There's I don't know.
Yeah. So that's the fitness. We're nearly at the end. Actually, we should have. Well, we didn't have that problem before. The camera running out. Would be probably still be here recording. Now.
I'll just have to act as FM because I got timings
Oh,
on my
have
computer. Yeah.
All right.
I'll
Yes.
just do that.
Yeah, that's all right then. So this is affecting everyone. It is how is it affecting everyone? It affects people in different ways. People getting sick from it. People actually getting isolation from it. People getting stuck in hotel rooms over here in Australia. Lucky them. Or some people actually even continue on with their lives, going to work, like medical staff, the essential people that need to be working to get, well, some
Get
sort
this crisis underway.
like media industry, camera operators, working a skeleton crew, so it's only them working. They've got to keep a distance from everyone. There's a 1.5 meter rule as well, 4 meters square. We've got to follow that.
4 meters square.
So, because I'm an essential worker, I'm a camera operator. We're under strict restrictions.
Strict restrictions.
Yeah, restrictions.
Right?
Yeah. So we can't go near people. We can only go near ourselves. And if one of us gets sick, that crew is to be sent out for a whole 14 days in isolation. And if we show symptoms and all that, we're gonna it's how everyone else is living. But then another crew come in and they take over what we were meant to be working. So it works fairly out. People are not getting many shifts, so the people are getting even amount of shifts, which is working out well. Not in some cases where we're getting a lot less money coming in to support our families and all that. But it is working because we're all working skeleton shifts where people are getting 1 shift a week, but at least everyone's getting a fair amount of hour.
Oh, at least you're thankful that you've still got work, right?
Yeah, everyone's thankful they've still got work,
Yeah, at least you still got that.
Yeah, I'm not bitching about it because I haven't got anyone to look after yet. Well, I haven't got a family. Well, I do have a family, but I haven't got children of my own. Haven't got a wife yet, so I don't really need to support anyone apart from myself, and I've got enough to support myself throughout this crisis of coronavirus, otherwise known as the Chinese virus.
COVID-19,
Yeah, COVID-19,
as the news likes to call it.
Yeah, well, Donald Trump likes to call it the Chinese virus. So let us know in the comments below what you reckon should have been done for this COVID-19 to stop spreading as much. Even what your own opinions on how it's going to affect everybody, what the government should have been doing.
And how's your country going as well?
Yeah, shit.
How's your country going?
And how's your country as well? We want to hear about how your country's coping with it, because obviously here in Australia we're only hearing about what happens over here in Australia and America, and also in Britain.
And a little bit in London.
Yeah, a little bit in London,
bit.
But we don't hear about any other country apart from China, US,
and Oz.
Australia, and a little bit of UK. So we want to know what's happening around the world as well. So we might be able to do another episode, a special episode of the coronavirus in the future coming up. So we're talking about the 5th of April at the moment. Yeah, the 6th of April. What's happening? We're not talking about the future. We're not talking about the past. We're talking about what's happening right now at this current stage. So Stephen, you got anything to add on about what's happening?
With the corona, not a lot, to be honest. For me, it's business as normal. YouTube, Twitch. The only problem is I can't really hang out with mates. Go to the pub, go to the bar. Go clubbing sometimes.
Strip clubs.
That too. Strip clubs. I think. I got one question for you. Do you think they're going to be more strict on a lot of things like clubbing and that after this? Do you reckon? Even though it's mainly gone away, do you reckon we're gonna have more restrictions?
Yeah, it'll probably take around about a year, I reckon, before everything goes back to normal.
Well,
for the night clubbing industry, Australia should be locked down for a little bit longer than it should be. But once everyone in Australia has been cleared from the COVID-19,
then go out again.
Don't let anyone into the country unless they've been in isolation. We don't want it spreading even more because we're only just in the beginning stage. We're not in.
So you reckon wait until the whole world is good and then do more?
Well, we can do more at the moment if we keep the border shut off.
Yeah.
From the rest of the world. If once everything goes back to normal around the world, we don't have to worry about the night. Well, we can live on our lives because we know everyone in Australia's been cleared from it, so we know it's not going to spread. So we can go back to go at night clubbing, going out to having
bar
drink.
hopping.
Yeah,
all that.
Yeah, anything you want to do really.
Yeah.
If you want to have a hookup, you can go and do that.
Yeah, hook up, bro.
Or if you want to go to a gay nightclub, if you're gay or straight, whatever, I don't really care
Whatever you like to do.
Yeah, whatever you like to do. Yeah,
whatever you like to do.
Yeah, go back to school, go back to TAFE, go back to uni. Go and live up your normal life once everything's been cleared up. But at the moment, stay inside isolation. Try and not go as much as possible unless you're going to Costco. That's a good place. Oh, shit, I'm advertising a lot. Anyway, Costco's a very good place.
Sponsor.
Yeah. Can you sponsor us, please, Costco?
That'd be great.
Yeah, thank you. Can you please do it? Yeah. So like you can buy everything in bulk at Costco. You can buy Apple products where TVs, a lot of fruit and veg. You can buy everything in bulk anyway. And I'm extremely impressed of their condoms sales as well. You can buy 46 condoms for the price of one box at Woolworths and Coles.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's how cheap.
Wow, that's great.
Yeah, when we were there tonight,
that's really good.
I was trying to make it look that way, but...
Oh, but I wouldn't...
Yeah, no, you're looking at the attractive girl that was walking past.
That's right.
Yeah. So anyway, no, everything is actually really cheap there. There's a few things that are not so cheap compared to other places, but about 95% of the store is cheaper than what would you buy at a normal supermarket or anything like that. So it is a very good bang for your buck at Costco. But then also the big crowds there are not actually helping out the COVID-19, especially with all the people wearing face masks, gloves, and last night I saw someone wearing gloves that go down to here. Go down to here.
Also, it was like a massive arm thing.
Yeah, like the rubber gloves. Everyone knows what the rubber gloves, and they're wearing fucking safety goggles.
Yeah, but
over their glasses.
Safety goggles wouldn't do a lot, would it?
No, absolutely nothing. Safety goggles, like what scientists wear, virtually, face mask, and they'll cover it up quite to the strict.
Do you reckon they were prepper?
Now that is over at the extreme for this virus.
Were they a prepper?
I don't know.
Doomsday prepper.
Nah, I reckon they had it.
You reckon they actually had it?
I reckon they had it.
Really?
Yeah. Anyway, well, there are a lot of people. Well, there are some people who ignore the isolation rules, which I think they should be locked up. West Australia has one of the strictest rules.
I don't reckon they should be locked up. I think they should just 2 warnings and then maybe lock them up for like a night or two.
This virus can kill people.
Yeah, but people know it's serious. The ones who are still breaking it are dumb. They're not thinking.
So West Australia has the strictest rules of isolation, of isolating yourself. It's come in about 3 weeks ago nearly. I'm not sure. But there's a $50,000 fine with a 1-year jail sentence. Which there's some states over in Australia where there's only about a $5,000 fine.
I thought it was 20k.
Other states, okay, 20k.
I'm pretty sure it's like 15, 20.
Yeah, 15, 20.
But yeah, here, 50k, bro.
Yeah, and 1 year jail sentence.
That's a lot.
That's pretty good, I reckon. That'll stop people from going outside if you want to. Unless you have that. No one over here in WA has 50 grand sitting around. So you want to try and keep inside and isolated. So I reckon that's a good fair deal.
Fair income?
Yeah, fair. I reckon that's pretty fair income of Mark McGowan to say, okay, $50,000 fine with a 1 year jail sentence. I totally agree with that, and I really thank him for that. So well done, Mr. Premier.
Yeah, well done, Mark, if you're watching.
Yeah, shout out to Mark as well. Mark's the best guy. A true lad, that guy is.
Yeah, he's better than ScoMo. Sorry, ScoMo. Sorry, Scott Morrison.
I nearly tripped him over one time.
That's right. You nearly bumped into him.
Yeah, nearly bumped into him.
Do you want to say the little story?
No, I'm not going to say the story. It'll probably give me a black rating across the internet and the world.
Right. Your video will get striked.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me.
Fair enough.
Oh, should I just tell the story?
Just tell it real quick.
All right.
Just simplify one.
So pretty much I was on work experience and the Prime Minister of Australia was there. And he's... anyway, his guards were standing around, but they weren't standing around where I was going through. So anyway, I was in a rush to go and get some water for the camel operators that wanted some. So anyway, I went and grabbed the water, and as I was going to get the water, the Prime Minister was my way, nearly hit him. But luckily I don't know if it was lucky or... This is before the bushfires started, so I didn't take much notice of him at the start. Anyway, but as I was walking back, I was like, oh shit, I actually nearly crashed into him when I was getting the water. And because I saw the people wearing suits, and I was like, oh, okay, well, why are they wearing suits for? Who wears suits to it was telethon anyway. He was behind stage, and I thought, why is people wearing suits? For no reason. Anyway, it ended up being the Prime Minister. And his bodyguards were standing there. When he came, just before he came out, they actually all stood around the stage watching people to see if they would strike at him, which no one did, apart from me nearly hitting him to go and get some water. And they weren't even around him. So, yeah, you might need to straighten up on your security there, Prime Minister, a little bit.
Would have gone viral if you actually did hit him, I reckon.
Yeah, I reckon. But no one would have known about it anyway.
So it was backstage?
Yeah, backstage,
Oh, right. Someone would have got their phone out. Come on.
Oh.
Someone in the crew.
No, I reckon they wouldn't. You don't reckon? Even though the camera operators were, I don't know if they were on their phone, but some were on their phones at some stages.
Yeah.
Yeah, but not going to say any names. I know who they are. They know who they are. And they are industry professionals, so they know what they're doing.
Yes, they know what they're doing.
They know what they're doing, so that's all right for them to do it on their phone. But for me to go on their phone, that would be a big no-no, because I'm still learning and I don't know what I'm doing. Well, I do know what I'm doing, but they obviously know what they're 30 plus years of experience. They know what they're doing. To me, 1 year experience, don't know as much as them, obviously. So yeah, big no-no for me to get my phone out, but for them, it's all right. Anyway, so I nearly crashed in to get water. I wasn't on my phone, by the way. I was just going in a hurry to get water because I knew we were going live on air in about 5 minutes or something like that. So so that's why I went and rushed to get water. So if I actually hit him, I don't know if I'd be a hero or if I'd be the egg boy. Yeah.
When you go viral and get thousands of dollars.
Yeah, probably.
Within a week.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
Egg boy did. Egg boy got his
didn't he donate a lot of it though?
Yeah, no. They were going to take him to court about it, but they didn't end up taking him to court because
he did a lot of good things.
Yeah. So he actually gave all the money that was raised for him to go to court. They end up saying no, we're not going to take him to court or give him any jail sentence. And ended up giving the money away to some sort of charity. I'm not sure which charity
no idea.
it was, but he gave it away anyway to a charity, and which was very good of him to do that. And he still actually raised more money after that, even giving it away to charities. So he gave it away to more charities, so good on to Egg Boy for doing that.
Anything else on the agenda?
So going back to the coronavirus, I think we've talked about it, all what we can so far.
Right, we've got about 4 minutes.
Yeah.
So is there anything else you want to talk about?
Can you think of anything else to talk about the coronavirus, or?
I mean, not really. I mean, besides, did you hear the story of that elderly lady who she gave her life for a younger patient? She said, "I've already lived my life. Let him live his." That's what she said.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what hospital it was, or I don't know if it's just rumour, but that's what I've heard on Facebook.
I heard one woman, she refused medical ventilators and all that, like the protective to make people breathe again. Well, to help them breathe, like the mask that go over the top.
Pump air. It basically to pump air into the lungs.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. There's a mask that actually goes around the face rather than just over the nose.
I haven't seen that one.
Yeah, no, they're. Yeah. So anyway, a lot of Italian people wearing them at the moment. Anyway, so she actually refused to wear that and let the coronavirus kill her. Yeah, kill her.
Oh wow.
She obviously lived out a life.
She didn't want to live anymore.
Yeah, I think I think she just wanted to show China, like a stronger message to China to say, like, you haven't actually killed me. I've killed your like that type of. Some people think like that way.
Okay. Yeah. Right. No, I guess she lived her life.
Yeah.
She had a good life.
There's some people that actually refuse to, like, they
refuse to use medical shit from the government, right?
Yeah, well, they refuse stuff to say, okay, well, this is what I've done. I've conquered this, to say that I've beaten you, or I've beaten you rather than you beat me, because I've survived without anything to need me to survive it. Yeah, if that makes any sense.
Right. Yeah, it does a little bit.
Some people understand, some people won't. Like, I can kind of understand it, and
all right, we have another minute left. I guess we'll wrap it up.
I think we'll wrap it up for the time being for the coronavirus. I think we'll stop talking about it. We've run out of things to say, really.
Start with you, Michael. Don't forget to
like and subscribe to our YouTube channel at MaasStaplePodcast.
YouTube.com, and don't forget to press that notification bell. See you guys. Have a good one later.
Yeah, catch you guys later.
Sorry.